Mermaids, and the fallen angels.
Okay, guys, let's get into it. Everybody's into this mermaid craze right now, right? And trying to see whether or not they really exist. According to what we've been taught about mermaids in the past, they live in the oceans, they're beautiful, and they have beautiful voices, and they try to lure all the sailors over their ships when they're on their journeys. But what if I told you there's a biblical side to where mermaids really came from? The book of Enoch talks about and describes what mermaids really are. This book was taken out of the Bible and burned, and the only copy that existed for a long time was actually found in Ethiopia. Enoch was a man of God, one that God favored. He was related to Noah. In the book of Enoch, if you've never read it, go ahead and read it. It talks about so many things that have been hidden from us that is not in the Bible, but the Bible does talk about Enoch and the book itself. The story starts off with the angels that are in heaven wanting to leave their place because they wanted to have wives like the men on earth did. God explained to them that they were celestial, spiritual beings and that they didn't need wives because they were spiritual. But the angels wasn't having that. When the angels landed on earth on top of Mount Hermon, they made a pact that they wouldn't turn away from this thing that they did, and they would go into earth and take women for themselves as wives and begot children with them. Once the angels and the women had their children, the children that they bore to them were giants, or Nephilim is what you might hear of the term being used. The Nephilim were unobtainable. They were destructive, they were just very bad, and God wanted to wipe everything clean. When the angels found out what God was going to do to them for leaving their place in heaven and having children with the women, they were terrified. They wanted Enoch to go and speak for them on their behalf. God said, how can you guys send a man pretty much to come and speak for you guys, and you guys are supposed to be celestial beings? So ultimately, God took them, locked them away in chains until Judgment Day. That is the idea of where hell actually came from and who it was originally meant for, the fallen angels. God ended up dealing with the giants and wiping them off the earth, but their souls, there was no place for them in heaven or hell, so their souls became demonic spirits that would roam the earth. As for the punishment for the women, they became sirens. And as you read here in the book of Enoch, chapter 19, verse 1 through 2, we'll just skip down and it says number 2, and the women also of the angels who went astray shall become sirens.